Good evening. Welcome to South Asia Newsline. I'm Lipakshi Khurana. Here are the top stories we're tracking for you on Friday, the 26th of September. S&P upgrades India's rating to stable as Prime Minister Modi begins US visit. Top anti-terror cop escapes Taliban attack in Karachi. And Bollywood makes way for high-end action with Bang Bang. And now for all the details, the Standard & Poor upgraded India's credit outlook to stable from negative on Friday, citing the new government had the capacity to push for reforms. This came hours before Prime Minister Narendra Modi arrived in the United States for his much-anticipated visit. Our political editor Smita Prakash reports from New York.
The Indian Prime Minister arrives in New York on Friday to begin his 5-day visit, which will include the cities of New York and Washington, D.C. He comes here after a period of 14 years. Washington had revoked his U.S. visa because of communal riots which occurred in the state which he administered as Chief Minister. Mr. Modi will be meeting several heads of state and government over the weekend, including a huge public reception hosted in his honor by the Indian-American community. Writing an op-ed column in the Wall Street Journal, the Indian Prime Minister said that the US is India's natural global partner and that the two countries embody the enduring and universal relevance of their shared values. And even as the Indian Prime Minister arrives in New York, S&P revised India's sovereign credit outlook up to stable from negative.
This is a very, very good news for all Indians, because with this, international investors' confidence towards India would rise, and that is what India required at this time. See, we know international investors have got money, they have got some technology also with them, but they don't have opportunities in US and Europe, whereas in India we have got a lot of opportunities, plus we have a huge pool of talented manpower.
Economics is central to Mr. Modi's visit to the US, just as it was central to his election campaign. Mr. Modi, just before arriving here, making it clear to US investors that India is open and friendly to ideas, investments, research and travel. Smita Prakash, South Asia Newsline in New York.
Indian Foreign Minister Sushma Swaraj has reiterated that Pakistan spoiled the chance to resume bilateral dialogue by meeting separatist leaders. Swaraj's comment comes a day after Pakistan said India should take the initiative for resuming talks.
Indian Foreign Minister Sushma Swaraj, who is in New York, held bilateral meetings with her counterparts from South Africa, Brazil and China on Friday. Swaraj asserted India's decision to call off the scheduled foreign secretary-level talks last month. She rejected Pakistan's suggestion of renewing dialogue only after New Delhi took initiative.
प्रधानमंत्री नवाज शरीफ ने कहा कि बायलैटरल टॉक्स होनी चाहिए फॉरेन सेक्रेटरी के बीच, उसका माना, उसको मान करके फॉरेन सेक्रेटरी ने टेलीफोन किया पाकिस्तान के फॉरेन सेक्रेटरी को, उनसे तारीख तय की, उनसे वेन्यू तय किया, वेन्यू भी इस्लामाबाद तय हुआ, लेकिन 25 तारीख को टॉक्स होने वाली हैं और आप 4 दिन पहले हुर्रियत के नेताओं से बुला के बात करते हैं, तो खेल किसने बिगाड़ा?
Pakistan Foreign Affairs Advisor Sartaj Aziz had on Thursday said that India should initiate the dialogue after the talks were called off. Aziz also said New Delhi overreacted to Pakistan envoy to India, Abdul Bassett's meeting with the separatists last month.
लेकिन वो तो ओवर रिएक्शन था हमारे ख्याल में, क्योंकि ये कोई नई बात तो नहीं कि हुर्रियत के लीडरों से जो मुलाकात पिछले 20 साल से हो रही है.
The dialogue process between India and Pakistan, which was expected to resume under the new government, suffered a setback after Pakistan officials met separatist leaders in India before the talks. India had immediately called off the proposed talks and no future date has been set further.
A minority Christian community member who was under trial for alleged blasphemy in Pakistan was shot dead by a police guard inside jail on Thursday. While Zafar Bhatti, a Christian pastor accused of sending blasphemous text messages in 2012, was killed, another convict, 70-year-old Briton Mohammed Ashkar, who is on death row for blasphemy charges, was also injured in the shooting. This is not the first time blasphemy accused have been targeted inside the prisons. According to the Islamabad-based Centre for Research and security studies. 46 people accused of blasphemy have been killed extrajudicially in the country so far, including 7 in prison or outside court. On to some other developments now. Afghan presidential runner-up Abdullah Abdullah has sought to quell fears of unrest in the country after the announcement of election results. He also congratulated his rival Ashraf Ghani on becoming the new president-elect.
Abdullah Abdullah wished Ashraf Ghani on becoming the president-designate, seeking to end fears of ethnic conflict in Afghanistan after the two agreed to share power to end the 3-month-long political deadlock recently. Thanking Ghani for his cooperation on signing of the National Unity Government Agreement, Abdullah said he accepted the deal to avoid any unrest and for the sake of his people.
ما به خاطر سلامت افغانستان و حفظ سلامت افغانستان با هم یک جای شدیم. ما به خاطر خدمت بهتر برای همه مردم افغانستان با هم دست همکاری دادیم و ان شاء الله از طرف خود با کمال اطمینان میگم و امیدوار هستم و یقینم دارم که تیم همکار ما هم با همین روحیه ایره در طول دوره همکاری و مشارکت و در طول دوره شرکت در حکومت وحدت ملی این روحیه را ما حفظ میکنیم.
Ghani and Abdullah, who were logged in a nearly 6-month-long battle to succeed outgoing President Hamid Karzai, agreed on a power-sharing deal on September 21st, thus resolving the crisis which had threatened the country of slipping into ethnic violence. According to the new arrangement, Ghani will be the president of the country, while Abdullah will be holding the office of the chief executive officer with powers similar to Prime Minister.
At least 2 people were killed and 7 others were injured in a bomb blast targeting a police convoy in Pakistan's southern Karachi city on Thursday. The attack comes at a time when the battered Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan or TTP has vowed to step up attacks on the country's security forces.
The powerful blast took place on the outskirts of Karachi late on Thursday. Police said that the target of the attack was Police Superintendent Farooq Awan, who heads the Criminal Investigation Department of the City Police. Nearly 110 pounds of explosives were planted in a parked vehicle, which exploded as the police convoy passed the area. This was the 3rd such attack on Awan, who escaped with minor injuries. Police said the modus operandi was similar to the blast that killed SP Chaudhry Aslam Khan, though a number of jihadi groups have claimed responsibility for Thursday's attack. According to the police, the needle of suspicion points at the Taliban. The insurgents, who are facing a simultaneous ground and air army operation at their strongholds in Waziristan, have stepped up attacks on Pakistan's law enforcement agencies. Awan is the 3rd high-ranking counter-terrorism officer of Karachi police targeted by the militants after SP Chaudhry Aslam and Inspector Shafiq Tanoli, who was killed in April this year. Despite the claim of the army that the Taliban has lost its capacity to carry out terror attacks, there has been an increase in attack on the security forces across Pakistan, which the TTP has claimed responsibility.
After giving wings to aspiring models globally, beauty contests are now knocking doors of Myanmar. Take a look at how pageant mania is sweeping across the Himalayan nation.
Myanmar is gearing up to make a mark on the international ramp. After facing a ban for nearly half a century during the military dictatorship, beauty pageants are now thriving in the country. And with preparations underway ahead of the Miss Myanmar World 2014, young women are leaving no opportunity to come thick and fast to participate in the contest scheduled for Saturday. The girls are viewing the new lease as a path towards wealth and fame.
You know, a closed country, whom are open country, Chilana Kajara, Taria, Kuma Tualu, Lalu, now to me, Uma Savio open loaded Nanga Pita Kajara, willing to the CY or Pinayo, willing to load it. Nolin and Yashi, Edward, through a invite load, General Tolia, Edward, Luria, Bumising.
For the young aspirants, such beauty pageants provide a shortcut to fame and fortune. A generic title brings them massive publicity and adoration, apart from inviting film offers and modeling assignments.
The festival of Navratri has brought with it enough fervour. While some are taking to prayers and the customary fasting, many others are making elaborate preparations for the Dandiya nights.
Residents of Western Vadodara are trying to crack the best deals at local markets. Shoppers who are thronging the stores to buy traditional garba and dandiya dresses and items plan to put their best foot forward for each of the 9 nights of Navratri.
Accessories में बहुत varieties है, चनिया चोली में भी बहुत varieties है और मार्केट को बहुत अच्छे से सजाया है. तो बहुत सारे स्टॉल लगे तो हम लोग ज़्यादा वैरायटीज़ देखते हैं तो ज़्यादा अच्छा मीन्स के शॉपिंग कर सकते हैं और प्राइस भी अच्छा है, रीजनेबल प्राइस में मिल रहा है अभी.
Excited about Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visit to the United States, Indians in New York are organizing special prayer services and celebrations for the auspicious festival. The Gujarati community, which awaits the arrival of their Prime Minister there, said his US trip was a proud moment for every Indian.
We as a youth have lots of hope for our country, and actually he's in our state right now in New York visiting, so I really hope that I could go and meet him.
Navratri, which began on Thursday, is a 9-day festival of fasting, and the 10th day is celebrated as Dussehra.
And the festive season of Navratri seems to be holding much more in store. And with Bollywood gearing up to cash in the celebrations, there's one film which aims to open with the bang. Take a look.
A star couple, a maverick director and a lot of adrenaline rush. Bollywood's festive offering Bang Bang has managed to keep the buzz on the highest levels already. One of the most awaited films this year, it brings back superstars Hrithik Roshan and Katrina Kaif on screen in a power-packed performance, quite literally. The lead pair of the action film was joined in by director Siddharth Anand in Mumbai. Roshan credited all the excitement around it to Anand's efforts.
I am so delighted, which is why I keep saying that if not my best, this is definitely one of my best films. And I can say that with confidence because I myself have been surprised when I saw the final rush of the film. And for that, I actually want to stand up and give this man the biggest hug that ever is possible. My friend, you did it!
Bang Bang is the official remake of 2010 Hollywood film Night and Day and also stars Danny DeZongpa, Javed Jaffrey, Jimmy Shergill and Pawan Malhotra. The leading couple was also in capital New Delhi to promote their upcoming film. Kaif said the film's romantic angle was better than the action.
It's a really interesting love story, and that's really what drew me to the film. And that's primarily what my character is doing in the film. It's not just about the action. Of course, the action looks spectacular, but primarily it's a love story and the journey these two people go on throughout the film.
Roshan added it was the biggest film in scale he has done so far.
The first time that I have shot something so elaborate and at such a big scale in real. You know, normally we put up a set and it makes it easy, but we actually shot it in the outdoors. Everything that you see is real, so it was a fantastic experience.
Bang Bang is the story about a secret spy agent Rajveer Nanda who is escaping all odds to clear his name. While he is on the run, he meets Harleen Sahani who falls in love with him unaware about his identity. The film is set to open next weekend in 3 different languages. It is the first Bollywood movie to be shot in Abu Dhabi.
Well, that's the way it was in South Asia this evening. Before we conclude, the top stories once again. S&P upgrades India's rating to stable as Prime Minister Modi begins US visit. Top anti-terror cop escapes Taliban attack in Karachi. And Bollywood makes way for high-end action with Bang Bang. That's all in tonight's edition. We'll see you same time next week. Have a great weekend. Good night.